Good afternoon and welcome to a review of I Got a Cheat Skill in Another World. Now we're on episode 8, and I gotta say, you know what? I can't lie. I really can't lie. I mean, this episode was pretty good. You know, there are a few moments in I Got a Cheat Skill in Another World has just, there has been some flaws. Flaws that really get us tight to make us want to drop this isekai show. Like, for example, again, when you think of a flop in this season, you're thinking of the scene where he rescued his bullying siblings and beat up the Red Oaks, which was supposed to happen in the manga, but in this case, it didn't, and that was a big disappointment. Because I was actually looking forward to that match and see how they're going to do it. But again, they disappoint us. So, I look at this episode, and I just finished it, guys. I just finished this episode, and I gotta say, yeah, it covered chapter 20 to 22. And yeah, they left out a few things. They left out a lot of few things. But at least they followed the chapter, but at least they know that this belongs in this one. Like, this page belongs in this show, and that's what they did. So give them props for that, at least. So without further ado, let's get right to episode 8 review of I Got a Cheat Skill in Another World. Okay, now Yuuya's living a double life. We all know he's living a double life. I mean, he got a schedule to meet up with the king. He's having a camping trip thing. And his harem is growing even more. I mean, just think about it. Right now he got 6 girls. What better way to add another piece to the puzzle is the teacher. And this happens in every harem anime. You know what's funny? Every harem anime, majority of it all is, it's always the teacher in the harem. It's always the teacher. I mean, Shimano Testament did it. To Love Ru did it. You know, and that right there, this isekai did it again. I mean, like, again, you got a teacher at it. So after catching all the fish, his cooking skills is tremendous. I mean, it's like watching him cooking this delicious meal. It's kind of like Food Wars. It was like watching the scene was like Food Wars, because when everyone tastes the dish, his teammates and the teachers ate his dish. It was like a moment of silence. Again, it's like Food Wars. You know how people just eat the food and like, and they all got foodgasm. So to them, they got all foodgasm. Now, while they eating, the teacher, Miss Sakura, she like, marry me. I can't cook. I can't do laundry. I need a handsome guy like you. Like, I get it. She was drunk, but I get it. There's 2 ways to look at this. One, she's just saying it out of drunkenness. Or 2, she's just saying it because she really loves Yuuya. So it's like a 2-way path. But hey, you got your harem this going. You got a teacher. That's more points right there. That's more points. Now again, they left out a lot of hilarious moments in this one, and they did it in chapter 20. They left out a lot of it, but at least they kept the transition of the story of it goes. Now he has to take care of. Now he has a difficult thing going on. I mean, like, he goes from the camping trip, and then he goes right to an isekai. I mean, he goes right into his real world. Teleport right back home and just feed night. Like a really good dog owner he is. And he goes back into the camping. Now he goes back to the camping. Okay, that scene where they left out with him and Kaori together watching the fireworks, they left that off. I mean, they really left that off. But that's there. Now, let me sit back for this one. We all know how, when it comes to isekais, what is the one thing they're gonna add to the mix? Fan service. And yeah, we don't have a huge fan service. We didn't have that. But we did get some scenes of girls, of Kaori, and the others, taking off their shirts and fondling their breasts. That's a classic, like one of those classic animes where the girl fondles a girl's breasts, and said, "Oh, your boobs are bigger, this and that." And you got the one girl in the harem that gets jealous of the girl with big boobs. That's that standard That's that standard anime thing. I mean, think about it. You got 7 girls, 2 of them are flat chested, and the rest is big boobs, and they all stare there like, and they get jealous. They Kaori gets jealous. Again, they left out a scene where everyone was hanging with all the girls' bath. They kind of, and they arguing about who likes Yuuya. Would you have a thing for Yuuya? The teacher has a crush on him. That just added fuel to the fire. Now, go back to what I said in the first episode of this review. I said the girls want to marry him, but the guys want to beat him. I mean, in the men's bath, everyone was staring at Yuuya's his packs. Let me just say that. His packs. Everybody wanted to be like Yuuya in terms of his packs. Everybody was surprised. They're like, what the fuck? Because this is the first time they see him. And he was rocking the muscles, and they were like, oh my God, what? They was like, what kind of training you do? This and that. I mean, like, I ain't gonna talk about it. He got an isekai life, but that's here and there. You know, it's funny. I feel like with friends like Yuuya, with friends like Yuuya I think it's safe to say that he should take people to an isekai world. I think let's just think about that. You have a friend like Yuuya, and you want to train, go with him. Go with him. As long as you keep it secret about he's in the isekai world. I mean, just keep it a secret. I mean, but still, I want to be Yuuya's friend. And I don't think I never brought it up, but I think it's safe to say that we should, like, all of us who understand what he's been going through and understanding the massive development he's going through, it's safe to say that, you know, having a friend like him could show him what it is to be happy, what it is to be, you know, be surrounded by a bunch of friends. Not only take us to an isekai world. I mean, I know majority of us would love to go in the isekai world. And there's a lot of isekais out there to make you say, you know what, I want to go in that isekai world. I want to go in that isekai world. I want to go to this isekai world. And there's a lot. His world, I kind of like it because you go back and forward. You go to an isekai world, you go to a real world. You go to the real world to isekai world. It's like one of those going to a hyperbolic time chambers. You finish your training, then you come out. And then you can do whatever you want. And then you can do whatever you want and go back to well, not the same comparison, but you get what I'm saying. It's like that. And I want that lifestyle he has. I mean, not the life that he had. I'm talking about what he has now. That's what I want. Okay, now back to what I was saying. The rest of this episode was just, it was like 80% of this episode was just the real world, while the 20% was just isekai world. But I'm gonna finish this real world first. So, in the real world, we found out that Kira, you know, his friend, knows that there's a bear. Because the next morning, the bear attacked everything from outside. And everybody wants to know where the bear coming in. They all screamed when they saw the bear, and Yuuya put the shit on notice. He put the shit on notice with the attack against the bear. Now, the bear was attacking, trying to kill Sensei, trying to kill the teacher, but leave it to Yuuya, just manhandle that bear. You know, in the manga, everybody was reacting like, oh, he stopped it? Everyone was surprised. Yuuya stopped that bear like it was nothing and tossed that MMA shit on the bear. Really knocked out the bear. Kuma. Yeah, Kuma. Knocked down the Kuma. And because of that, the teacher now getting fondled of Yuuya, like really in love with her. Really in love with him. So again, going back to all its harems right now, you add her to the mix. Let's look at this. You got the president's daughter. I call it the president's daughter, but the principal's daughter. You got the model. You got the teacher. You got Kaori. You got an assassin. You got the princess. That's 6 girls right there. And if you count the girl that sat next to Yuuya, which I do believe that's added to the mix, that makes 7. So now you got 7. 7 girls on his side. 7 of them. Now I get it, everyone. I know the shipping wars is gonna happen. I understand the shipping wars been started since Kaori started. And I do believe everybody gonna say Kaori and Yuuya, or the model and Yuuya. You know, I get it. Or the princess. I get that. It's just gonna be one of those times where I wish they're gonna be like when Yuuya invites the princess to the real world, and just how jealous this is gonna be. Or have Kaori go to the Isekai world and see the princess. Either way, it's gonna be great. But again, saving the teacher, and then getting praised by everyone. You know, he really is happy. I mean, he's happy to see everyone happy. That's what Yuuya wants in life. You know, we understand Yuuya's development in this, but also we want know that all Yuuya wants is to have a happy life with happy friends and a happy, successful life. And just like this, after this camping trip, he does. Now, I'm glad that they added the part where Kaori's like, oh, well, let's not kill the bear. Look, we're gonna use this bear as a bodyguard, and if he try anything harm, we're gonna have bear meat. I like the bear's reaction. I really love the bear reaction, because the bear knows, like, okay, I can't do this anymore. I'm gonna be eaten by these humans. So he knows. I mean, it is different because they got him, lock him in a cage, and Kaori's security got a shotgun. No, really, she has a shotgun. Go read that chapter. But that was a funny thing. Now, from 80% of the isekai to how many minutes I have, that's what covered. Now we're going back to the isekai world. Now, in his isekai world, which is covered like chapter 22, 21 and 22 at best, he gets, as they're training, he stumbled upon the mask, and he put that on. He looked like a demon. Oh my god, he looked like Berserk. He looked like Guts from Berserk with that mask on. But he was just meet the king and to see the princess. But leave it to the dog Knight to have social, like, know his surroundings and the environment. He knows that there's some danger coming on, because when he stops the string, he saw a string knock down the princess, which caused the string caused the tree to cut down. Now, again, Knight is an ally, very good ally, by the way. But we all know, but when Yuuya and Knight saw the string, they both know who it belongs to. And as soon as he knocked out the assassin, which we all know who it was, obviously, it was Luna, they decided to, like, deep down, he's like, I can't believe this. See, stuff like this happens. See, stuff like this is kind of affecting Yuuya. I mean, like, to see a friend, quote unquote, to see a friend who you trained and you treat him like a friend, and then you see the friend is trying to assassinate the princess. It's very, like, he don't know what to do. He really don't know. He got that look where he's like, after all this, you're still my friend, but I can't believe you attacked the princess. And just like that, the princess, Yuuya, and Luna, well, actually, Yuuya carried Luna, and with the princess by her side, used teleportation magic to teleport right to the house. And we're gonna get some answers next week between the princess and the assassin, because I think there's also things with these two, like there's a connection between the princess and the assassin, which was next week's episode, the princess and the assassin. So I look forward for next week's episode of that. But overall, this episode just gave us a lot of things in terms of, like, yeah, it did cover 3 chapters, but at least they follow it. And this episode, like I said, was pretty good. I mean, Yuuya started to get another harem to add it to the group, which is the teacher, and we got a little bit of a low quality fan service, not as big fan service, but a little bit of fan service. And him attacking that bear was a freaking fight to the death. I mean, again, I think that was the best thing ever, was just him manhandle that bear. I mean, literally, this is what happens when you train from an isekai world and take it to the real world, because you know how badass you be. Just think about that. You train in an isekai world, you train, and then you go back into the real world, and if there's some muggler or bear comes in, you can just use your skills that you learn and just kick the shit out of them. Props for that. And I think we all forget that as well. But again, this was a good episode of it, and I know there's going to be some tensions next few weeks in terms of, like, how it's going to end or where it's going to continue. I just hope that they keep the story momentum of it with the antagonists of it. But we'll see more of that later on. So I look forward for next week's episode of I Got a Cheat Skill in Another World, and I'll see you soon.